Hey, Jonathan from Buffalo Modular Homes, and I wanted to show you a idea for a walkout basement and what those look like. You know, we get a lot of people that ask about that, ask what a walkout basement is, and you know, what the situation needs to be able to do a walkout basement. We can show you here on this property. It's exactly what it sounds like, right? A basement that you can walk out of, right? This is the creative naming and construction. So you could do a simple man door, you know, and do things that way where you maybe use it for more so storage than anything else. We did a house in Lockport that was like that. That, you know, they weren't looking at living space or anything like that down there, but they did want the access for storage, and so they just did a simple man door into the basement. Or you could look at doing like a sliding glass door and make it into really an additional living room space down there, or potentially put in some bedrooms down in the basement and finish things out that way. That could be an option for you as well. So I wanted to show you a little bit of the grading situation going on here, and why the homeowner could have done a walkout, so you can kind of see, all right, is my lot suitable for a walkout, or does it just not make sense? Let's take a look. So you can see probably best actually from looking at this porch. This is probably the easiest way of looking at this. I mean, you could look at the, you know, the amount of concrete exposed out of grade here. But if you look at the porch, you get a better sense for really how much space is here, right? Because, you know, your grade can go up quite a bit. I mean, this particular porch is going to need railings and everything just because of the quantity of steps to get to the porch. Now, sometimes you want railings specifically, but when it's a certain amount of steps out of grade, a certain distance out of grade, you actually need them. It's a requirement, which makes sense. You know, the point is to kind of prevent you from falling off and hurting yourself, right? So, but if you look here, let's get down lower. You can probably see better. If you look here, the grade kind of slopes down to see kind of that grassy area over there, right? You can see it from over here as well. Let's follow it up the other way, right? So you can see it kind of slopes up, right? So then you still have this amount, you know, out of grade, right? So what could have been done here is you could have dug more of this out, you know, dug more of this land out, and done a nice walkout straight to the woods. Now, this particular homeowner didn't want to do that. This is an age-in-place sort of a home for them. They're not really thinking about probably using their basement much at all, quite honestly. But different life situation, you know, different circumstances. You know, maybe you got little kids, or maybe you're thinking about, you know, guys, girls, different, you know, different living space, or, you know, different living room spaces to be able to host things at the same time. Maybe you're thinking about playroom. Maybe you're thinking about, you know, I know I need this size home now, but maybe I need more in the future. You know, I don't know how to do that. Basement's a really great option. We did another video on this as well. We've done some videos on walkouts as well, but it's good to see different situations and to get a sense for that. So you can see how this grade would allow for that. Now, the grade has to make sense to be able to do walkout. There has to be a slope. I mean, it can be a gradual slope, but it's got to be a slope. You can't do it on flat ground. It just doesn't really work very well, because you know, you're going to be digging out a ton first of all, digging out a ton, which is going to drive your, you know, that excavation cost up to be able to do that. Plus you're going to create, you know, if you think about it, you're almost going to create almost like a little pond almost right in front of your, you know, right in front of the door for the basement, if the grade doesn't allow for it. Now, this grade does. There's other grades where you see it's a lot steeper, right? Now, if this was a lot steeper, we probably would have more strongly encouraged the homeowner to do the walkout, because, I mean, leaving a whole ton of concrete exposed can just look kind of, it just looks unfinished, you know? But that's not the case here. It's not a steep grade. They don't need the extra space, so they didn't do it, and that's totally fine. You know, everybody's different. Every circumstance is different, and you really need to look at what are your circumstances, what's your life situation, what is your lot situation, what's your financial situation as well, right? And pair all those things together and figure out what's the right route for you specifically.